Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for the collective for November 2022. And then we're going to break it down for each life path number. We're also going to take a look at the illuminations, the full moon, the new moon that's occurring throughout November, including the major eclipse that we have at the beginning of the month. We're going to break that down for your individual life path number as we move through the reading. Before we get into it, this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personal reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I will be getting out the 2023 year ahead forecast for each life path number sometime in November. But this is a great time it's a good time anytime, but it's a great time at the end of the year as we're gearing up to start a new cycle, a new year, to get your own personal year ahead forecast. If that's something that you're interested in, that will dial it down into your own personal numerology chart and the cycles that you'll be moving throughout 2023. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can book some time with me on my website and we can take a look. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So November is a 17-8 universal cycle. So for some people, you may see things come to fruition or rewards come in for things that you may have began back in December 2022 or December 2021 or January 2022. So if there's some things that, if you can kind of look back to that time frame and see if there was anything significant that transpired in your life, whether it was some kind of closure, whether it was some kind of new beginning, it's a new inspiration, whatever, and it could be something that you've been sort of working on throughout the year, you may see things or new insights come to fruition at this time that tie back to that period. For some, you may see things surface for you around those same similar themes that came up for you back then that either can be repaired at this time and built upon, or because we also have some very strong eclipses in November, or a strong eclipse in November, right? So things that resurface now may need to be dealt with and closed out more permanently. So I kind of see this as it's possible that someone or something may resurface that's sort of tied back to December 2021 or January 2022, that now you're able to get some solid closure on and sort of move forward from holistically. So emotionally, physically, whatever. That's very, very possible. And you may see that come in very, very strongly around this eclipse that's happening November 8th. Okay, so the energy of the 17-8 is going to really ask us to be very truthful, both with ourselves and with others at this time. So where are we maybe self-sabotaging ourselves or overindulging ourselves? Where can we move closer to our true alignment that's not based on fear or desire? So neither of those extremes, but rather integrity, confidence, and our inner inner knowing. So where have we sort of avoided having the difficult conversations with others because we didn't want to maybe rock the boat, even though by not doing so, we were creating unnecessary inner turmoil, right? So it's like we wanted to save or spare the feelings, the emotions of that other person, but in doing so, it created a storm within us. And so this energy is going to ask us to be very honest with ourselves about where in life we show up in that way and where we need to potentially respond or take action in a different way in order to get different results. Because the truth will always rise to the surface, right? One way or another. So, and it can be incredibly uncomfortable when it does that, because we know what the truth is, we know what our truth is, but a lot of times we'll suppress that again to accommodate or to be in service to other people, right? To not rock the boat. This energy can feel very raw. It can feel very much like sort of digging at a wound that is trying to heal, but can't heal because we keep digging at it, right? And so it's that kind of energy where it's like the truth is going to come to the surface, and it's going to keep coming to the surface until sort of we deal with it, we clean it up, and we allow it to heal in an appropriate way, and then we move forward in a way that's more truthful for ourselves, right? So again, this can feel like very raw. This can feel very like sensitive energy, very emotional energy. But it's ultimately working to get us to our own truth, right? Our own autonomy, and to be able to show up in that way, even if others don't understand, even if others find offense to it, or, are turned off by it because they're not getting what they want out of the situation any longer. We have to get to a point to be, to be most in alignment with our own energies and our own journey. We have to sort of follow our own truth, right? And that truth is never going to physically harm someone or intentionally harm someone, because it has nothing to do with anybody else. It's about ourselves, right? So this energy is kind of getting to that core, getting to the truth of the matter. And I would also say that with this energy, if there's anything that's sort of been hidden behind the scenes, done in secret, that has a potential to come to the surface now as well. So if you have been doing something behind someone's back, or again, in secrecy, and there's not a lot of integrity behind it, maybe, right? Like, this isn't a moral judgment, you do you, but just know that this energy will sort of bring out the truth of a situation, so that it can be dealt with, right? Because if, let's just say, for example, you're having an affair, it's not that there's anything necessarily wrong with the action, like you doing what you want to do with that other person. The harm is in doing it behind another person's back type thing without full disclosure, right? So it's like, you know what I'm trying to get at. It's like, you can be with whoever you want to be with, but if that process is harming another intentionally, right, or you're aware of it, chances are that's going to come to the surface, so that what's best for the highest good of all can come to the surface and be dealt with. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this energy is not about moral judgment. It's just about bringing things to light, bringing things out in the open, so that all parties can move forward in a way that's most healthy for all involved. So again, 17.8, the truth is always going to rise to the surface one way or another. And this energy simply asks us to be the one to bring it up and to honor it with ourselves and with our interactions with others. So this energy can bring up a lot of self-doubt as well. Irrational fears and superficial irritants can come to the surface now to help us to sort of delve much deeper into the true I am within. So throughout November, before we get into Sagittarius season, we're in the sort of depths of Scorpio season. And so this is all very much Scorpionic energy, right? Or I would say in numerology, it could be seen as like 13.4 energy, where things are like really being, there's a deep dive, things are coming to the surface to be worked through, the truth is coming to light. There's a lot of emotional, deep psyche excavations, right? And so again, it can feel raw, it can feel highly sensitive, it can feel emotional as we move through it. And as we, again, delve much deeper into the truth of who we are, at the true I am from within. So this energy helps to sort of lift the veil of illusion and clear the cobwebs so that we're able to see much more clearly what is or what feels true for us, and what sort of is more made up stories by the ego to protect us from something that we don't need protection from, but rather we're meant to explore. The ego is a really good trickster in that it will sort of create stories in the sort of guise of protection, but in reality, it's putting up a wall because we don't want to feel what we're meant to feel and explore what we're meant to explore in those inner depths. So the energy of the 17-8 can bring about more sort of mental vitality and sort of open a channel to the unconscious to help us to solve problems that we've been working through. And more than likely, those solutions will sort of call us to move outside of our perceived comfort zone, further into unknown territory. And it's through that exploration that we will, of course, then become more familiar with that new landscape, right, of ourselves. So this is very scorpionic energy. Like this is very 13-4 energy. This is very much about going into the inner psyche, going deep, getting to the truth of the matter, our own truth of the matter, as well as, like I talked about earlier, truths coming to the surface that may have been hidden from others, right? Like, or that we're trying to hide from others, or that others were trying to hide from us. Those coming to light, whether we want them to or not, to be dealt with, so that everybody in this situation can move into a higher frequency. If they choose to. With this energy, we can be asked to take risks now that we wouldn't normally consider doing. So this is like sort of that giving us the confidence and the courage to do those things we wanted to do, but couldn't find our why, or couldn't find, again, sort of the extra oomph to talk ourselves into it, to be able to do it, right? So again, maybe the ego was coming in with stories about why we're not worthy, why we're not good enough, why we're not ready yet, that sort of thing. That's a good one that the ego likes to use, is you're not ready for this yet. Who do you think you are, type thing. And so then we refrain from stepping into whatever it is we're being asked to step into because we feel like we're not ready for it. When in actuality, typically when the opportunity comes in, it's because you are ready, right? We are ready. So this energy could also bring new people and relationships to our doorstep. Many of these people have something to offer our experience, which I would say is pretty accurate with everybody that, enters into our awareness or into our experience. These people, though, specifically can offer some form of assistance, potentially, or a missing puzzle piece that we've been searching for. So be open to the people who feel significant this month that you cross paths with. And again, this could be somebody from the past that cross paths, or that we see in a different light, or there's a new aha moment around this person, whatever. And also I go back to what I talked about earlier, which is it's also possible that someone from the past resurfaces, especially someone from, again, maybe that time frame of December 2021 to January 2022, that resurfaces, that is really surfacing now for final closure. That's very, very possible. But there's also the possibility that through that closure, or if you don't have anything to close out, that someone new or some new people come in now who can really assist you or assist us, I'm in this equation as well, in a really big way. And again, it's sort of like that missing puzzle piece, the aha moment that this person can bring, or these people can bring, that we've been sort of searching for. So be open to the people who feel significant. Be open to asking for assistance, whatever assistance you feel like you need at this time, right? If you've been hitting a roadblock, if you're struggling with something, this is going to be a beautiful month to ask for that assistance that you need, and then be open to receiving it. Also, you yourself may be unexpectedly asked for assistance by someone, right? So someone might come to you in need of something, or you hold the key for something, or you hold the missing puzzle piece for someone. And so if somebody comes to you for that assistance and you feel holistically capable of giving them that assistance, right? Body, mind, spirit, whatever, then this is a beautiful energy to do so. And a great opportunity for positive exchange of energy through that action. So the help that you give and or receive under this energy can sort of spark the feeling of hope within self and within others. So this can be just a truly incredible, beautiful energy, and you can be a big part of that. You can be a key player in that. So you are the star of the show under this 17-8 energy. So you get to decide how you want to use the warmth of that spotlight. All right, well, let's get into each individual life path number now for November. Life path 22-4. So I pulled an animal spirit message for you all for November, and you got carp energy, which carp is a fish. And so with this energy, there's something coming through around taking advantage of a situation in a good, healthy way, keen-mindedness or like laser focus, and longevity. So there's something here again where, which is sort of right up 22-4's alley, about being open to, again, the experiences that come in for you, taking advantage of the opportunities that come in, overcoming self-doubt to be able to take advantage of the opportunity, and sort of being in it for the long haul, like knowing like you've got to pace yourself and persevere and have patience and all of those things, right? Which again is sort of at the core of 22-4 energy. So this is just sort of reminder that, things that are meant to stand the test of time take time to complete, to, again, come to fruition, all of those things. And in order for it to be sustainable, we have to make sure that it's done right, whatever that is, right? And sometimes that takes time and patience. So carp is just coming in to remind you of that whatever it is that you're working on, that to not get overly frustrated if you're not seeing that instant gratification, if you're feeling like maybe you need to take a break, maybe you need to stop forcing something when it comes to it, because we're also in astrology, we're seeing Mars go into retrograde, and Mars is the ambition, it's the drive, it's the, just full speed ahead energy, right? It's that masculine, again, very driven, ambitious energy. And so it's going into retrograde, so things might be slowing down in certain areas. And so I would say if that happens for you, to go with the flow. If things feel like all of a sudden they're coming to a standstill, that might be the indicator for you to just slow things down, to take a break from whatever that is and work on something else, and then come back to whatever that is, and just know that there are things that you're working on, including stepping into your 22-4 energy if you're not already in it, which usually we see happen later in life. But just know that, there needs to be patience, and it's okay if it takes time, right? Okay. So for you all, for November, you will also, of course, be working with the 17-8 energy that we talked about in the intro, but you also have throughout the month of November influences of the 11-2 coming through. So this is about, again, like inspiration. What inspires you? What piques your interest? This can also be very much for 22's collaboration. Again, working with other people. There's this very strong signature of 22 energy or 22-4 energy where it's very easy to get into a rigid mindset where you feel like only you can do it the way it needs to be done, and you're going to do it right. And so you don't trust other people to sort of collaborate with or to influence whatever it is that you're working on. However, again, 22 is double twos, which is about relationships, collaboration, coming together, being that bridge between self and others, and working with others, and all of those things. And so in this lifetime, you are definitely meant to collaborate, to work with others, to share ideas, to gain insight, and to do things in a bigger, more pronounced way through your collaboration with others. So it's very possible that some big inspirations can come in for you this month in how to better work with others, how to collaborate, how to network, how to share ideas and be open to the ideas of others. Now, I will say that this is very pronounced for you all and very emphasized because you're also working with 11-2 energy for the full moon lunar eclipse that's occurring on November 8th. So there is absolutely something here around what inspires you to take action. Are you taking inspired action, or are you doing things out of obligation? Are you doing things and following your heart when it comes to your creativity? And are you working with others? It's very easy for 22 fours to, again, go sort of more into like independent or isolation mode when it comes to their work, to their creative output. Again, because it's like this fear of others sort of sabotaging or sort of diluting whatever it is that we're trying to do. And so it's like, again, that sort of ego-driven mentality of, I'm the only one that can do it right. I'm the only one that can do it this way. And what we end up doing is self-sabotaging ourselves because we end up working harder, not smarter. And we are limiting ourselves in the output and like what we can create because we only have so many resources at our disposal. We sometimes need others' input, others' expertise, others' experiences, others' wisdom to complement whatever it is that we're trying to do. And so for 22s, there's absolutely a component here and an emphasis on working with others, getting inspiration from others, taking other people's inspiration and building from that space. It is not uncommon for 22s to not necessarily be working from their own original inspiration or idea. A lot of times 22s will take the inspiration typically from an 11-2, like some big idea that's maybe already been started, or could just be an idea, and build upon that and build some kind of a resource from that inspiration, from that idea. And so many times 22s are only going to have that big idea or that big inspiration or know what is needed through working with others, through communicating with others, asking other people, what is it that you need? What would be a good resource? What would be a good solution? Or what is the problem, right? Like, what is it that I'm working towards here? So definitely a lot coming in here around that, around those conversations, around that collaboration, around really asking people what it is that they need and then moving from that space. And so definitely be open to having the conversations with others, to really listening to what they're saying, right? Because that's another component, right, of 22-4 is we can listen to what others, or we can ask others what it is that they need, but we already have an idea of what we want to do. And so we sort of override what it is they're saying they actually need or what they're saying that the issue is. And then we sort of jump to, okay, this is what I'm doing because I know that this is what you need. So we override what it is that they're telling us that they need the solution for, and we come up with our own solution to something that they don't even need. Do you see what I'm saying? So November and this eclipse is sort of highlighting for 22s where it is that we can be better communicators in again, like our creative output and what that looks like. And, what are the solutions that we're building towards, and are they actually needed? Right. So a lot coming in around this eclipse for you all. And remember, the eclipse is sort of the initiation or the focal point or the starting off point, right, of this larger, longer storyline. And so you'll see things sort of unfold over the next coming like 6 months to a year of how we can better communicate with others, how we can better collaborate and work with others. Because in order to step into your 22 energy, there has to be that component. It's not energy you can step into alone from an island type thing. So big energies here around relationships. And again, it's the relationship like broader spectrum. So any way that we relate to others. This isn't necessarily like partnerships, family, that sort of thing. Okay. And then also I would say with this 11-2 energy, there's a lot here about seeing things from, again, like a broader lens. So just being the observer and seeing things sort of play out without trying to intervene. And then again, having those conversations to see what people actually need. All right. And then on November 23rd, we have a new moon that's coming through, and that for you all, you'll be working with 8 energy. So again, very much aligned with business-minded leader. You could see new initiations, new starts, new ideas coming through around business, around money, finances, resources, power dynamics or power struggles. There could be some things that come in that you see have clarity around a better way to do things or a better way to approach things to where there's more equilibrium in the power dynamic, right? Where it's not like you have the power over somebody or somebody has the power over you. It sort of equalizes. So a lot coming in around that 8 energy. Again, think the material world. So think, it's also spiritual as well, but just it's really coming in around like business, creativity, how we express ourselves creatively, but to get tangible results. The 8 energy is very much about getting those tangible results with, again, finances, resources, power, status. Yeah. Anything around like the physical realm. So you could also see some new opportunities for recognition, for, again, things really taking off when it comes to your career or finances or whatever, right? So this can be the initiation or the start of that and planting the seeds for that, but you'll have sort of an indication or clarity when it comes to whatever this is. But I would also say, because carp energy came through and there's something here around longevity, which is also, again, a signature of 22-4, that whatever this is, you're probably not going to see instant gratifications for. This is going to be something that's going to take some time. So be patient, keep focusing your energy on whatever this is. And yeah, just be in it for the long haul. All right, 22s, I hope it is a powerful and beautiful November for you all. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.